So let me start back. So when I was a teenager, I had a baby when I was a teenager, and that transition from a child to a mom was really weird for me. Hey everyone, welcome to the Christyn show. Today, listen, we have some talking to do. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been, going on with me, and wanted to know if this is something that happened with you. Is this something a transition that happened in your life yet, or it already happened? Let me know in the comments, but let's talk about it. So I think we talked about how back in May, on my birthday, it was weird for me. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Very emotional. Felt a lot of ups and downs, like just emotionally. And I didn't know what was going on. I did have a lot going on in May. A lot of transitions. Birthdays are big in my home in May. So I just was like, maybe I just have a lot going on, but it just kept going until my birthday came. And it still was going, even after my birthday. I took a week off, away from home just to take a break and see what was going on and just really regroup. So I stayed away on vacation for a while and took that time to see what was going on and praying and, just relaxing and stepping away. So now we're here in October going into November, and really wanted to know what that was. And I think that it just clicked just now. And what happened is I was going through a transition, and transitions are weird. And maybe that it's just, it's different from the norm. And what was happening was I was getting more responsibilities. I was transitioning from one job to another. God had called me to something, and that is encouraging others, ministering to others, just trying to help women like me, or help women that have gone through things that I've gone through, or help women that think that they're alone and that they're doing life alone. Because for so long, I was thinking that I was doing life alone, and that I was getting really sad, like, what is going on? So let me start back. So when I was a teenager, I had a baby when I was a teenager, and that transition from a child to a mom was really weird for me. But I had to hurry up and get in there. I had to make it happen. I had to make sure I was there for him, make sure that he was healthy, make sure he was had everything that he needed. And then at the same time, I was going to college and still trying to be a mom and be in college, and just trying to figure out that transition. Because to me, I'm still, you're basically, I'm gonna say you're a child, you're an adult child, and raising a child and trying to be a child and trying to grow was weird to me. So that transition was weird. And then after college to getting married, that was a whole nother transition. Getting married with a child, and, transitioning to what we were used to what it is going to be with a family of three. And then going from that transition to, and being at work with that. And then going from that transition to having another baby and coming home, and how weird that was. That was so weird because I was raised that working hard and being a worker was something outside of the home. I felt not whole being home. So I had to get used to being home and taking care of, my baby, and also taking care of the family home and making sure everything was together. But I didn't know that. That was weird to me. And in that transition, it was very hard. That was some cry days too. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to do it. I knew how to go to work, and I felt like my value was at work. So when I came home, I felt like I was a little bit more my value went down, and I didn't like that feeling. And I feel like I wasn't accomplishing things in life. So I had to get it together. It took me some years. It didn't happen right away. But I got to take care of my son, and I got to watch him grow. I got to be home with him. And then of course I had more kids after that. And I started started grasping it and becoming better. It didn't happen overnight. Trust me. So after that, the transitions kept happening. I went into business with my husband. He came home, went into business. That was another weird transition because you need babysitters and you need to figure out all that. And even though with that transition, it was somebody that I was doing it with. Like my husband was there. We were doing that together. That was really cool and unique. Financially, it was weird because you have to make sure you have the clients and the different things. So it was a kind of up and down. It was a roller coaster. And if you're an entrepreneur, you understand that roller coaster. And then after that, we were transitioning out of that. And I'm like, COVID happened, and I was working other like small jobs just to, for money or whatever. You know how we do, entrepreneurs. We find other things to do. And I did that. But when I was doing that, I was missing out again on my kids' lives, and I was missing things that I felt like I was called to do, but I was running from it. So I don't know how many of you find yourself running from things that you're supposed to be doing, but that was me. I was running. But God being God, he put me back in place. Like, COVID is not something. COVID happened, and it made me rethink where I wanted to be, what life was, what was most important to me. So that happened, and I came back home, and I was with my babies, and I was helping them learn, and their helping them learn for school, and we were doing school at home, and I got to spend more time and see where they were, and it was just transition after transition. So now the kids are back in school and it's amazing. It's good. And I got to have time with them and see how they learn. I got to learn who they were and watch them grow and watch their personalities and find out their gifts and talents, and all this stuff is going on. They go back to school, and I feel like, what's for me, God? But in asking what's for me, you have to be ready because when he tells you what's next and what's coming up, you have to be ready because every transition is different. And sometimes I could say it's hard. It's stressful. It's a struggle. And that doesn't mean that that's not where you're supposed to be. So I went on, the kids went back to school. And God said, I've been telling you for years, I need you to reach out to the women. And I need you to encourage young women, old women, in between women, women of all different cultures and create whatever. I need you to talk to my people and explain to them and tell them that they're not alone. One, God is never going to leave you. But two, that he put people on this earth to surround you. and to be your help you when you need things. And I think in my past podcast, I shared my friends of who I do life with. And there's so many other people I do life with, have other friends too, but it's not easy to do this thing alone. So right now, I'm in a transition of doing this podcast, and I'm in a transition of the unknown, and I don't know what's after this. I don't know what what this is going to bring, but I know that I want to empower you. I know that I want to give back to you. I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that someone has your back. I want you to know that you're stronger than you think. And that's all the things I've been telling you all this time. So, but I want to tell you that I don't want you to miss opportunities. I don't want you, when you get afraid, that you stop and you don't keep going. I want you to listen to that still small voice that's talking to you to say, okay, your next season is this. And for me, I have to just believe that God's got me, because to do this scared, this thing is hard. To not know where finances are coming from, oh yeah, this thing is hard. To not know if this is helping anyone, that I'm getting up to do this, to explain to you, to give you all that I got, to tell you all my business, to tell you that that whatever you're going through, that most of the stuff I'm going through or I've been through, and that there are things out there that can help you, people out there that can help you. There is support groups. There are churches there, and you just have to make sure that you're putting yourself in a place where you're ready to hear it. Because I don't think I was ready. It took me a long time to get to this point. And I see that when I say yes to things, that it blesses people, that it helps people. So I want to make sure that you're not saying no to things that's supposed to help that next person. It could be your mom, your dad. It could be your kids. It could be your sibling. That you're saying yes to the opportunities, that you're saying yes to what you're called to, what your purpose is. Because if you don't, the people that's assigned to you, they're missing out. They're missing out on where they're supposed to go. And sometimes we have to do this scared. Sometimes we have to jump out there. I'm trying to tell you, this is me getting on this podcast and telling you that I am doing this scared. And I'm hoping that if only one could understand. I would love for you all to understand, but if only one could get help out of this thing, then I'm blessed. And I know that I've come and done my job that I was supposed to do. So all these transitions. So I'm transitioning. I'm trying to figure out what's going on and why all the tears. And I'm that person that when I was a teacher, someone asked me to be a teacher, and I said, no, I don't want to be a teacher because I don't want to mess up anybody. So to be able to come on here and say I want to help someone, I was hesitant because I'm like, I don't want to mess up anybody. I don't want to say the wrong things. I don't want to, hurt somebody or they hear something that I don't mean, but I want them to hear peace. I want them to hear kindness. I want them to hear love. And that's that's why I'm here. I'm here to encourage you, to tell you that your best is yet to come. I'm here to tell you that you're stronger than you think you are. I'm here to tell you that you got this. I'm here to tell you that you got a group of people around you, if not in your space, but on my show, that will come up and show off. And if you need something, that you will reach out to. If it's me, reach out to me. If it's a friend, reach out to them. Do not be afraid to ask for help, because this transition thing, these responsibilities, the next steps in your life are not going to always be easy. It's not going to always be easy, especially when you're stepping into where you're supposed to be. And I'm gonna just say this, and this is what I believe. And if the devil see that you're about to help somebody step out of something to go help somebody else, of course he's gonna step in your way. Of course he's gonna give you fear. But if you stand like I'm standing, that's not a spirit that God gave me, or that's not the spirit that resides in me, then I have to walk in it, and I have to walk tall. And if my flesh feels like it has to be afraid, then I still have to walk in it. I have to be obedient. So I'm just getting on here today to tell you that transition is not hard. And maybe it's easy for you. Maybe you can give me some tips, because I'm always I always need tips. I need to know what's the next thing. And I hope I help you get some tips on how to grow into what you are. The first tip I would just say is just do it. When you hear God, or you hear that small voice, or whatever you want to call it, say, it's time to move. It's time to do this. It's time to go. Go pick up that. Go help this person. Go do it. You just got to do it. And then if you fail, and then if everything else happens, then you can at least say I did it. You can at least say I stepped out. And you tried. Now I'm going to say that you're going to succeed. And that's what I got to believe. I got to believe that everything that's going on around me, that I can't worry about my finances. I can't worry about my kids. I can't, because I know that those things are going to be taken care of. I have to believe that. And I have to push forward into what I have to do and where I'm supposed to be. And I need to stand where I'm supposed to be. And I'm hoping that you're going to do that. I'm hoping that you're going to step out of your comfort zone. Because that's easy. Oh, that's easy. That's easy to do. Step out of that comfort zone and come in the zone of the push. So the other day I was like, Lord, what's next for me? What is this? What's going on? And he said, I'm evolving you. I'm making you. So I said, let me see what evolving is. So it says it's developing gradually, especially from a simple to a more complex form. So I'm growing. That means it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. Oh, no. But when you're becoming better, it's not always easy. It takes work. Now, if you want to be lazy and you don't want to work, then this one's not for you. And I'm not talking about rest. I'm talking about when it's time for you to go do what you're called to do. You just gotta do it. You can't be lazy. This is not for the faint of heart. Because it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy. Oh, it's hard. It's not easy. And I just want to encourage you to tell you that it doesn't have to be sad. That your emotions are going to tell you that you can't do it. But I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Absolutely. And if you need help, reach out. So I'm here to tell you that I love you, that whenever you need to talk, I would in them comments say, you know what? How did this happen? How did you get to this point? What did it feel like? What did it feel like when you were, when the transitions were coming? How do I know that it's time to push further? Don't get caught up with trying to get that money. That money gonna come. Don't get caught up with trying to just be all this to everybody else, but that's not where you're supposed to be. Make sure that you're walking where you're supposed to walk. Don't get out your lane. Walk in your lane. I love when this lady used to say, stay in your lane. And that's where I'm trying to stay, in my lane. Because you think it's hard, you think it's easier walking outside your lane? Nope. I say stay in your lane. And I just want you to know that I love you, that you got this. And that we're gonna ride this journey together. This is not my final transit. Like, I'm going to continue to grow. As long as you want to be great, you're gonna grow. And my thing is, if I'm growing, you growing. If I'm getting better, you getting better. Don't be better and leave all your friends and everybody else behind. Start bringing them up with you. And your friends better do the same for you. So this week. I'm telling you that. And for the lifetime, if I'm going up, I'm trying to bring y'all with me. I'm giving you everything I got, all the knowledge, all the opportunities, everything I find out, I'm going to share with you. It's time, guys. It's time to be better. It's time to not just stay in one space. It's time for us to go. It's time for us to grow and become who we were called to be. And we're going to do this together. And I love you. And I'm going to see you in the next one. And I hope that you tell me some things that you grew up in those comments. That you said, you know what? I'm not staying here no more. I want to be better. Guys, I can't wait to see all the things that you guys are going to do. Because we changing this world. We are. We doing this and we going to do it together. And I love you. And I see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you got anything from it, please share it with someone you think it will bless. And make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the Christyn Show right here on YouTube. You can download the audio-only version by subscribing to the show on most major podcast platforms. Also, make sure you check out our links in the comments below for more ways to engage with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Christyn Show.